Hi, I'm Laura from Gone to the Dogs, and today I'm going to show you how to teach your dog wait. And it all involves a door threshold is the best place to teach it, because frequently our dogs want in and out of closed doors, right? You open a door and you've got your dog and they want to immediately zip through. Well, we want to start teaching them some impulse control. So the first thing I do with wait is I have my dog and I are going to arrive at the door, and I'm going to be just ahead of my dog, and I'm going to block the doorway, and I'm going to hold up my hand and I'm going to say the wait word. My dog moves forward, I'm going to step into them and move them back. I'm not going to try to control my dog with a leash by trying to pull back on it at all, but I'm going to use my body. If the dog decides to step through here without me giving them a release to, I'm going to move into my dog and walk them back. I'm going to simply step towards their body and apply spatial pressure so they move back. And in the beginning, I only want the dog to make a moment of eye contact, and then I'm going to let them through. So let me show you what it looks like for the dog. Hey. Yes, and we just walk through. So I know you're wondering, how do you reward this? Do you use treats? And actually not. This is one of these great real life rewards. The moment you turn and you walk in and you release the dog to come into the room or go out the door, whichever way they're coming, that is the reward. Because they want to go through the doorway. They want to go out or they want to go in. They want to get in your car. They want to get out of the car. So it's actually one of these great little real life rewards that we don't have to use treats for. So what are the progressions with this? So initially you saw in the beginning what I did with my dog is I just asked her to wait just for a moment. And then what I do is I slowly start adding more time to it, of holding her on a wait a little longer, until she can do it for quite a good while. And then eventually I start adding distractions to it. Also, we want to be able to have our dogs choose their position. When they are in a wait, you do not need to tell them to stay, to sit, down, anything like that. You're just saying wait. And for our dogs, wait should mean it's a momentarily stop of progressing forward. And so it's a little bit different than stay. Stay is going to be more long-term for the dog. So let me call Rain over. Rain, hi, good girl. Hi, hi, what a good girl. What a good girl. Yeah. Okay. Wait. So as you can see, she's actually making eye contact with me. So I'm just going to ask her to do this a little bit longer I'm asking her by this hand held up. This is the visual cue for wait. All right, good. There we go. And I'll let her go. She wanted to go through the door, and so that was her reward. So additionally, we can also use this for being in our car, going in and out of the car, your back gates to your, maybe your fenced-in backyard, any thresholds you have in the house, going in and out of the garage. I must use wait for my dogs multiple times a day because we take them on 2 different walks every day, and I've got 3 dogs all wanting to get out the door at the same time. So they're all on a wait, and I'm going to show you what that looks like with multiple dogs. Okay, so now we're at my back door that goes to my garage, and I've got 3 dogs all back here waiting for the door to get open. One's decided she needs a drink, and because we've already taken too long. So I'm going to open the door, wait, and I'm going to come out here, and all my dogs are waiting. Wait. Okay. Yay! And so that was a release for my dogs. They're also happy. They got released into the garage, and actually they have one more door to go out. So you can see this can work with multiple dogs, and you also can have them do this off leash once you've trained it with them on leash. Okay, so now we're at the car. Dogs want to go for a ride? Let's go for a ride. Oh, okay, so they're all coming over here to the car, but they're going to have to wait to get in. So I get the doors open, and then I'm going to block it. I'm going to tell them, wait, wait. And then I'm going to test it. With all of our openings, we always want to be able to test it to make sure the dogs are looking at me and they're not trying to scooch in and go past you if you're just standing here blocking the whole time. Okay. Good. So that was their reward, is the release, getting in the car. And so we'll close the doors. And now my dogs are wondering, why aren't we going anywhere? Why are we just staying in the garage? Okay, so just the opposite. You've driven somewhere and you've pulled up somewhere, and this is where it can actually be very dangerous for your dog if they do not have any impulse control when it's time to get out of the car. So what we're trying to teach dogs is that an open door is not an invitation to bolt and take off 90 miles an hour. What we want them to do is to show impulse control and actually wait and be invited out. So this is what it looks like on the opposite of them getting out. Car doors. Okay. Let's wait. So I hold them in a wait again. Okay. Good. And now they come out. Recap about teaching your dog to wait. You always want to remember to beat them to the door threshold first. If the dog's moving forward, you'll step into them and move them back. You don't want to be a blockade all the time here, okay? Because that's a physical block. I want this to be a mental space, bubble that the dog has around these doorways, that they don't feel like they have to bolt out. So you need to test it. You need to have an open pathway that they potentially could bolt through. And that will help you know, do I have a good wait or not? When you train this, remember it's a real life reward. The act of the dog getting to go where they want, that's the reward. The release is the reward. So have fun teaching your dogs wait.